Today we've got a Pan Pacific Defense Force soup ration. This is actually more like a ramen. They just use the word soup to basically all of the text in the Pan Pacific Defense Force was in English. They used it as the lingua franca and the shared language so that everyone could understand the same thing. And unfortunately, when they translated ramen or cup noodles, it just came up with soup. Let's see. This has the nutrition information. It has the nutrition facts. It has this phrase here, not to be sold. This commodity is intended only for relief consumption. Sale or diversion is punishable under laws of the state of distribution. So basically, if you were selling these on the black market, whatever country had donated these basically would give you some grief. This one was one from the Hong Kong Shatterdome, and the whole thing is basically they have a commissary where you can go and get snacks, you can go and get some hot foods, but primarily these shelf-stable, easy-to-keep things, and ramen noodles were kind of one of the main things for that. This one also came with a standard issue of chopsticks. This was actually pretty contentious that they called them chopsticks. A lot of the cultures that use what we call chopsticks, the Japanese call hashi. I'm not sure what the Chinese, Vietnamese, Thai, any of those terms are, but again, it was decided, well, if we're going with English with everything, the English-speaking world calls them chopsticks, so that's what they went with. But so that's all we've got with this. We have a cup of soup, and one of the things with this is that there is no labeling of what kind it is. There's no flavorants, etc., etc. So from the nutrition information, you can actually gather some ideas. I think there's pollock in here. There are some different seafood components, so you can kind of get an idea that this is going to be kind of a mixed ramen flavor. And yeah, we'll just have to taste it and see how it turns out. So let's get this out on a tray. Nice, there we go. This really is just putting this on a tray. It doesn't really serve any purpose since the soup comes with its own container. Normally with a lot of other MREs or rations, you actually want a tray to put everything out on. This one, it has its own cup, so we're just going to eat it out of that. So yeah, let's get this heated up and give it a taste test. Actually, just realized before we put the water in here, I want to see what we've got inside the cup. There are these little kind of orangish white pieces there. Those are fake crab. We also have some corn, some green matter, some carrots. Kind of curious to see what these little bits are. They may be pieces of fish. I don't know. But yeah, this seems to have kind of a seafood component. During the Kaiju Wars, pollock became this very important fish because it is so prevalent, and it's oftentimes just called whitefish, or it is kind of the workhorse fish of any restaurant that you get. If you get like a fish fillet patty or whatever, it's just pollock. And I'm not sure if pollock is one particular species or if it's a grouping of fish, the way that you can call a bunch of different things sardines, and they're basically the same fish. The problem with Alaska being hit by the kaiju so often was it really upset the fishing boats and fleets and kept this resource from going into the other parts of the Pacific Rim. But it was a huge protein source because they really weren't, especially China, Hong Kong, around that area, they were really getting hit hard, so a lot of the fishing was just kind of evaporated. So pollock was one of the things that basically helped to win the Kaiju War, and it looks like they're using it here for some nice fake crab. So now I'm going to go get the water, and we'll get this cooking. So there we go. We've got this full of boiling water, nice and steamy there. We're going to see if this HeroClix Gypsy Danger will hold the lid down. She seems to be doing a stunning job there. Yeah, so we'll give this 3 minutes and then give it a try. Okay, here we are. We've got our Pan Pacific Defense Force soup ration in the cup. This is going to steep just maybe another minute or so. Put this down here and go ahead and open up our chopstick ration as well. There we go, just a normal pair of disposable Japanese chopsticks. These actually are called, I cannot remember the name, but hashi is more for your formal, like you're sitting at a place where they're going to be reused, they're nicer. These are actually a different thing, disposable hashi, but they're not called that. So they have their own term for them. So there we go, nice clean break. And let's give this soup a shot. So here we go, Pan Pacific Defense Force, soup ration in a cup. Take the lid off there. Smells good. Has kind of a beefy, seafoody kind of thing to it. Those little white pieces were onion. That's cool. Those were little dehydrated slices of onion. Again, which leads me to believe that, yeah, this is kind of a beef, some sort of beef thing with the fake crab and some other stuff in it. But let's see. Itadakimasu. That is still really freaking hot, and I did not, I didn't do a pull and slurp correctly, so we're gonna try that one again, because that's yeah, that was a complete fail on my part. So there we go. So I'm gonna let this hang out for just a second. Go ahead and try to pull it free from the mass, but it just keeps coming. There we go. Little blow. Very good. There is a seafood component to it, but nothing like some of the lobster ones that I've had or whatever. It's very salty. Very savory. There is kind of a beef component to it, like I said. Maybe a little bit of heat, maybe a little bit of black pepper, some sort. So let's do the little short thing here. So, Pan Pacific Defense Force soup ration. So good it'll cancel the apocalypse. There you go. Yeah, this is nice. It would be nice to kind of have what variety it was, like, so you knew what you were getting. Especially, there were, I think, allergen warnings in the ingredient list. So, you know, if you know that you're allergic to something. But it would also just be nice to know what you're getting, as opposed to just something that just says soup. You know, it's like, okay, we kind of get that. But there's a guy on YouTube who I watch a lot. Unfortunately, he seems to have kind of disappeared. I hope he's doing okay. Called Steve1989, who reviews MREs and soldiers' rations. And one of the things is that, yeah, a lot of times they don't really give the people the information they really need to make the best choices about what they're eating. It's just kind of like, you're in the field, you need calories, you're not going to really pay too much attention to certain aspects of it, you're just going to put it down. And I think this is kind of the same thing with the Pan Pacific Defense Force. So I'm going to try one of the little pieces of fake crab. Nicely chewy. They still have a good body to them. Kind of fishy, you know, like more so than that fake crab is when it's fresh, but not bad. Like I said, I've had some of these that are so fishy that they taste like literal fish food, like an aquarium you'd put in an aquarium. But this is fine. So these are actually really good. So yeah, if you're you know, in the Shatterdome and you're having to work on your Jaeger overnight, or you're just coming back from a mission and you're cold, this will warm you up. So I hope you guys are all doing great. Hope you have a good April 1st, and otherwise, talk to you later. Bye.